We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and men's thrives on the suffering of the dead. Rot in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvest from our innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed. For in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are they. We are Incarnate Paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? How y'all doing? Cheers to you. Yeah, I'm having a beer tonight. Spent a lot of the day today working on the stream. Got some new sound alerts up. Not sound alerts, but for subscriptions and donos and gifted subs, all of that. I got that straightened out. I also got the hot sauce one up. It is going to be a $20 dono or $20 in bits. It will only be active for once per stream. Because I'm not going to kill my stomach. That way I'm not going to risk losing a day of work the next day. So, yeah, you guys can see me drink an ounce of hot sauce. Basically a shot glass. So, yeah, got that done today. Added another sound bit to the soundboard. Removed one because it wasn't working too well. Just kind of dicking around today. Nothing really special. Nothing freaking exciting. I'm bored. I'm ready to go back to work tomorrow for a day. Then get 3, maybe 4 days off. Then be back to work, I think, Tuesday. So, yeah, we're dealing with that. But we got to 25 minutes on Section 2 of Unknown Recorder and Death Row. We got 2 EVPs last night. We're sitting at currently 113 EVPs, which is good. 113 EVPs for the prison, still on night 1. 2 nights to go, a lot of video, and not necessarily triple, but over double the audio still to go over for night 1. We got a long way to go, boys and girls. We got a long way to go. But like I said, got to get back in touch with Bug. I got to get the script written for the new intro video. He's currently working on the character and some emotes for you guys. Touched on that a little bit last night. Beyond that, I hope you guys got a comfortable place to sit, something cold to drink, got your earphones on, in-ears, whatever. Speakers don't usually work for EVPs. We're going to have some fun tonight. I hope. Hopefully we get at least a couple EVPs. But that being said, let's go ahead and see what we can find. Got somebody in execution just down the hallway, so getting really anything out of this is going to be tough. But we did last night. We did last night. Does become so tough to tell when you got a group in the other room and you're hoping what might be an EVP is not their echo. That's why I say, guys, go out investigating, know your team, right down to their bodily functions. And I did put a new sound in for channel points. Just be aware of that one. And that one will cost you 5,000 channel points. It's actually more funny than scary. So, yeah. That's got to be a rat or something. Or a bird right outside the window, one of the two. Oh, before I get too far, last night, or actually night before last, one of the docents at the prison, I forget her name, I think her name's Amanda. Don't, if I'm wrong on that, I'm sorry. She's been posting pictures, and I showed you guys the old execution areas of Nevada State Prison. What I'm going to do real quick is bring up a map, and it shows you pretty much where these locations were as to where the current prison sits. So, as you guys know, up here on the top left, this is basically the execution area as we know it. As of the 40s, 30s or 40s. So, you drop down to the bottom, you see first gallows, which is pretty much right at where we come out the doors to come investigate. Gas chamber where Guy John, a couple others were executed by lethal gas, right there on the corner of the basketball court. Andrzej Markovich was executed here on top of the hill, or up above Culinary, where he was executed by firing squad. The second set of gallows, she's not 100%, but right by where the execution was for shooting. Then up here where the road actually is, the second gas chamber. So most of the activity right here on the bottom part of the yard. Next time we go back up there, I'm going to spend some time right here where the first gallows were and up where the shooting machine was. See if we can get anything. I might put a recorder up there to see if we can get residual sounds of bullets firing. Because I think they fired like 3 to 5 shots into them. I don't know how firing squads worked back then. Up until recently when they stopped using them, they used 1 and 3 blanks. So they'd have, I think, up to 5 shooters, but all but 1 had a live bullet. They never knew which one was which. So that's kind of creepy. Anyways, thought you guys might enjoy that. Locations of areas at the prison that have mostly been forgotten by time. And that needs to be, the history needs to be kept up. So people like me who go to investigate, and people who are history buffs, keep the memory of the prison alive. What they should do is, if they get the funding, put makeshift buildings to replicate those areas. And there was my first sneeze of the night. Wow. Never fails. Might have to go in and amplify this just a hair. I think that's off the highway. So. Just not definitive enough to go back to try to clean up. Those are definitely birds. Wait, that'd be almost 8 o'clock at night. I don't know. Yeah, we're going to consider that birds. Huh. Okay, let's give this a couple bumps. And we're going to try to let's try to clean this. As I said, try. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay. Switch it back over to right, capture the noise point, apply. Okay, we're good there. David, don't know. Just got started. Been live about, about 13 minutes. So, I'm trying to see if this is actually an EVP or not, but hopefully we only got 2 last night. Hopefully we at least get 1 tonight. How are you doing tonight? How's your Christmas or your holiday week? I don't think this is an EVP. No, that's not an EVP. That. Ooh, with an infection, hopefully you feel better soon. Hopefully you don't have that respiratory thing going around. It's nasty. If you do, get lots of rest. Glad you avoided it. Blood infection. Ooh. Okay. Hopefully that gets resolved fast. But I don't think you've been here in a couple of shows. We're actually up to 113 EVPs, or 113 pieces of evidence, should I say. Uh, Gone over a few videos, and got some evidence out of the videos, not much. The last section of GoPro we went through, we only got 4 pieces of evidence. One was actually an orb, and you hear me say orb, it takes a lot to do it. Because I absolutely hate orbs, I detest them. 99% of the time I throw them to the weeds. But when something completely solid comes at you, not translucent, and it just shoots straight into the camera, you tend to watch. Freaking birds. Question, you ready for New Year's? Freaking, these I'll catch a video stream. Well, if you want to watch, they're all up on YouTube. We're not going to do a video probably for quite a few shows. I did 2 and 3 nights. I really didn't want to, but the other night I didn't want to be behind camera for very long, so I just literally loaded up some videos and clipped them together and played them. Just another day. Yeah, I'm kind of to that point in my life too. Past few years, it's just another day. Rarely drink anymore, so it's like, what am I going to go out and do? Be the sober guy just among a bunch of drunks? It's gonna be like, yeah, I'll pass on the drama. I'll just sit at home and have a nice beer. Might do a New Year's show. I don't know. And Deads, I see you snuck in. How you doing, buddy? It's been a while. Guess we got to figure out. Got to see how many sections are on this recorder actually. There are one more after this, which is 2 hours long. So we've got about 3 hours and 40 minutes left for the unknown recorder. This keeps up. I might replay one of the recorders. Or one of the, replay one of the videos. I don't want it to be a slow night. Nothing but birds. Birds and motorcycles. Anticipation keeps us on our... Yes, it does. You see that those are ridges and you're like, wait, is that going to be an EVP? Is that... Shit, it's a bird. Wait, what about that one? No, shit, it's a motorcycle. What about that one? Shit, it's a mouse. It's like more like Wild Kingdom than ghost hunting. It's like, name that animal. It's like, shit. You know, as long as we don't hear this.
I gotta have more cowbell.
Then we'll be in trouble. Now, we had one last night that it took about 20 minutes to pluck it out. And that's one of the hardest. That's the hardest I've ever had to work for one EVP. Not the longest, just the hardest. And it was basically this recorder's in death row. We were over in execution. I was with Deads, and it was basically Daryl Mack, last person to be executed in Nevada State Prison. Are you here, sir? And we got a response of, stop it. Then the one before that, we got William Paul Thompson, are you here? And we got a response of, what do you want from me? That's a pretty substantial response. That's a conscious response. What do you want from me? It's a very intelligent response. And those seem to be pretty prevalent in the prison, is getting the intelligent responses. You know, the fact we've got, we're sitting on that many EVPs, not even through night one, with 2 nights to go on top of all the video, we're going to beat down the door of a lot of EVPs this time. And that's keeping me on my toes. The anticipation of beating 2 years combined. Because I think we're going to get close to beating year 1 and year 2 combined. If not, we're going to come within 50 or 60 EVPs of it. Where are we at right now? Let me figure this out. Year 1 was 436. Last year was 469. That's 8, 9, 905 plus 112. for 3 years. 3 years of investigating. Basically, first year was 2 nights, second year was 2 nights. This year was 3 nights. We still have 2 nights to go, and we're already 1,017 EVPs, or 1,017 pieces of evidence, which is substantial. We would be well over 500 right now if we had counted all the cell doors slamming. Now, we had Sims recorder, Vexus recorder, Death Row, and the 2 GoPros. All the cell doors we caught. That wasn't residual energy. Well, it was because we didn't hear it as investigators there in the prison. The recorders picked it up, but our ears didn't, which is rather strange. So hopefully next year we're able to sleep in the prison. Because I know if we're able to sleep in the prison, I'm going right to last night's cells. I'm going right into freaking A2, or B2. B1 and B2, I'm going right into B2, kicking up my feet, flashlight and a recorder, and just sit there all night. Because I know damn well they're not going to let us sleep. They stop us when we're walking around. But also, I'm going to work into a couple other trips next year. I'm going to try to go down to Florida or go back to Missouri to investigate. Rather do Florida. It all depends on the money. Want to go out to Ohio and investigate too. Got a couple of the viewers, I think Grinch and her husband, it's like, come out to Ohio and investigate. Yeah, I'd like to. It all comes down to this. Now, what I might do, because just for New Year's, I might put like 3 clips together for a little bit more video. We're not going to touch the video from execution until the very end of the recorders. The end of the recorders, we're doing the H3VR last, and we're doing execution last. Just because I know there was so much evidence we got out of execution, but we can always watch earlier on in the night video or after execution. So we'll figure something out. And the wild thing, just remember, guys, next year, we're going to have even more recorders. We're probably going to have 4 or 5 extra recorders next year. So we're going to be into the 20 range on recorders. It's going to be ridiculous. We're going to have so many recorders spread throughout that prison, you're not going to be able to go somewhere. Where was this recorded at? Death Row. This was recorded in Death Row. So basically, if we're looking at the prison, Death Row would be where the T is, and wait, would that be right? No. Yeah, I think Death Row would be right in here. Right in where the T is in last. But this is where all the old execution areas were too. But yeah, right in here is where Death Row would be. So let's see. Night 1 we had execution viewing, Death Row, women's, the whole, 9, 10, 11, 12 pods. Neil Pitney's cell, Joseph Wright's cell, culinary, infirmary, and I forget the rest. We had so much spread out. It's literally impossible to keep track of all of them unless we start listening to the recorder. I know I've been going back over it. We had 2 recorders that malfunctioned. One didn't record at all, and the other one, I don't know. I had it set up right and it just didn't. So these things happen. me see if I can still. Hold on a second. Let me go to my away screen. I gotta check something real quick. Audio will still be on. There it is. So, just so everybody's wondering, and I've said this the past 3 streams, this was my white elephant gift at work. Hot sauces of the world. Now, I promised I was going to tie these into the stream, and I have. Basically, it's an ounce of hot sauce. A pretty good amount if it's spicy. For a minimum donation, I drank a bottle of it on stream. So you could see what's there. The jelly beans are still there, but the hot sauces, it'll be one per stream. Because I know you guys love to torture me in here, so. Definitely going to be got about 20 minutes before we get any kind of true activity. So I guess we got to bear with that. Oh, there can always be a little EVP that sneaks in somewhere. But all in all, got about 20 before there's any activity. All those clicks and door bangs. Yeah, David. The first 2 recorders we went through, that's all it was for like 3 hours. I actually did the math on this. For, where is it? Off one recorder, we had over 73 clicks and bangs. And that was out of like, what, 3 hours of audio? So times that by 3. Or by 2.5 actually. So we would have had over 200 pieces of evidence just off one recorder, the clicks and bangs. So that's, and even Chris, one of the docents at the prison, he watched part of the show off YouTube. He goes, "Yeah, Brent, that's not team. That's not building sounds. Those are the spirits banging on the doors. What the guards doing the checks every few minutes. This is actual paranormal evidence." But as I said at the beginning of analyzing, this group of evidence, we're not going to count every door bang, every door opening, every, phantom footstep. Unless the footsteps are definitive, we're not counting them. Every door rattle. We'd be here all night writing. And you'd be sitting me looking down, writing and time stamping everything. Stop, highlight, save, stop, highlight, save. It'd be defeating. We'd still be on the 3rd recorder. So you kind of take the good with the bad with it. And when it comes to typing it all up, you just put in parentheses, we had all these door bangs. And of course you make a copy of it for the client so they can hear it. Beyond that, there's not much you can do. It's defeating in a way, but it's also, you can't spend all your time doing that as much as you want to. A rookie investigator, first time at the prison, they would be counting every single click and bang. Oh, I got another one. I got another one. I got another one. No, you didn't. But could you imagine being alone on that cell block? Nobody else in the building. And you just hear those bangs all night long. It'd drive you crazy. And they only seem to happen when people are around. As you can see, they're few and far between here. Nobody's in the building. Whenever people come around, you get them. Is that the spirits of the prisoners saying, "Hey, come talk to me, show me some attention"? Like a 6-year-old. "Hey, here I am." It's possible. Depending on how many spirits are still, trapped behind the walls. And my guess is quite a few. We know of 4 or 5 at least. We know Neil Pitney. We know Joseph Wright. We know Daryl Mack, William Paul Thompson, David Blackwell, Carol Cole. God, what's his name? Floyd Burton Loveless. Spirits trapped there at the prison. We know this. And what is this Big Bang? That's pretty substantial. Just keep this in mind. This is in Death Row. This is coming from way down the hall. Encourage you to get that in the regard, but that's about it. Yeah. Coming from way down the hall. But it's that audible. The amount of energy just trapped here is... You can feel it in the air. You walk in, you feel it. And you just feel that kind of like... that crawling on your arms like that. Your hair stand up, feels like ants are walking over you. It's like, this is... Oh, this is wild. I get the chills just thinking about walking through there because I know the energy and the feeling you get walking through. Every once in a while it feels like you're walking into cobwebs. And that's the best way to explain it. You just get that odd feeling. Can imagine it like tragic events. That's one point in time. This is constant over the years, especially all the executions. Then you got all the fights, all the murders, all the things that happen behind prison walls. I'm trying to keep that kind of PC. The murders that happen in the showers. You know, the sexual aggressors. You know, all this negative energy that happened in there. It's imprinted there forever. So you take it with a grain of salt, you really do. Try not to focus on that and just talk like you're talking to the boys at the bar. But yeah, you can bring up things, but try to shift that energy a little bit. Try to shift it in your favor. But then again, there's times you just want to have fun with them. Like we did up in Neil Pitney's cell. And that's one of those energies that you kind of want to poke the bear just to see where it goes. Now, when we get to the audio inside that cell, you'll see what we mean. You'll see what I mean when I say that. All right, you want to play games, let's play games. You played games to get in here. You played the worst games. Now we're going to do it right. We're going to make you feel so guilty about it, you're going to be even more trapped in here. You're going to be trapped in your own energy, you're going to be trapped in your own thoughts, and you're never going to be able to leave. Was delayed. just remembered we're going to have to deal with all the noise from the other paranormal team. They brought in a bunch of noisy equipment. So sometime during the next, from here on till the end of the next recorder, we're going to have about 45 minutes to an hour of nothing but beeping and whining equipment. And it was bad enough listening to it on the GoPro. We'll see what happens. You know, David, I made that exact joke. I said, wouldn't it be great if we just got an EVP saying, shut up? Or stop it? Or something. I made that exact joke and I was hoping for it. I was just like, I get it. Everybody has the equipment they use, and I constantly bash people for certain pieces of equipment, and that'll never stop. That's just me. You want to use a music box, use a music box. You want to use a REM pod, use a REM pod. Make sure the batteries are right. Make sure you know how to use it. Okay. But the second you start using a cell phone, we're really going to have issues. We're going to have a lot of freaking issues. I hate that more than anything. You see him walking around doing this. It's like, let me see if I can find it. Do I still have it on here? Yeah, I do. Yeah, they're for party fun. And I'm going to pause this real quick. I haven't done this in a while. This is directly from one of the apps. This is their permissions. This is explaining the app. The audio has been mastered in a way to bring out various sound properties. Dead giveaway number 1. Using Pro Tools, I was able to enhance high, mid, low range frequencies. I also applied other filters to create unique sound characteristics to help layer the audio and create an environment suitable for spirit communication. Okay, that's red flag number 1 if you know how to read. The audio itself is made up of phenoms, partial words, reverse audio, foreign languages, and other parts of speech that can help. That's just that sentence is enough to tell anybody with any common sense cell phones are a joke. Can help spirits communicate. Besides some basic phonetic sounds such as as, na, no, da, do, di, ma, may, etc., there are no real words or phrases contained in the banks. There are no real words contained in the banks. There's your second clue. So, it contains parts of phonetic speech. It's just like reading. As long as you have the first letter and the last letter in the right place, you can scramble up the middle letters, and your mind is naturally going to put them into place because That's how you've been trained to think. The same goes for audio and the way you hear it. Your mind is going to fill in the blanks it wants to hear. These sound banks play in a... Hold on, come on. These sound banks play in a similar way to that my other app, Spiritus Ghostbox, does, but instead of 4 sound banks, you have 8. White noise sound bank. Come on, why are you doing this? Okay. Then the other part of the app has a 9th sound bank. So the fact that it uses phonetics and uses basic phonetics, that should teach you right there that these apps are garbage. They're toys. They let your mind basically play tricks on you to hear what you want to hear. And the other part of it, read the permissions you give when you download the apps. Your location. Number 1. That means these apps can track you based on where you're at investigating, which means if it can do that, it can search your location, your exact location, and feed you answers based on your location. Even if you turn on airplane mode, this is tracking you all the time. The apps track you. So not only is it fooling you with phonetics, it's, yeah. And there's my little rant for the night. Let's get back to audio. I haven't had to explain that one in a while. But I enjoy it so much. Yeah. I have one on my tablet. The tablet's been disconnected from service for years. I think it's called the Ghosttronic or something like that. I'd have to look into it. If I do use something like that, which I have, I did it where there's no way I could ever get service. The same with spirit boxes. Spirit boxes, AM/FM radios, sweep stations. It's going to pick up a station. It's going to make it sound like it's answering the question. Use it underground in a mine. I used it in a mine. I was 500 feet underground and used it. I'm not getting any radio signals down there. So if something comes through the white noise, then I'll give it credit. Use it where you're not going to get any kind of service. See what you get. You won't get bupkis. I mean, if Deds is listening in, he'll confirm this. We were sitting in the office in the prison, Chris, the docents, and Susan as well. They were talking about using the cell phone apps. I read them that exact paragraph that I read you guys, and they removed the apps right there in the office. Swore to God they'd never use them again. That's the team. And those first 3 hash marks there, right in the center, that should be a REM pod. If I remember the signature. sounded like they made a little bit of noise and carried on. And that kind of bothers me about the prison a little bit. Like I said, to each their own investigating. But when you're paying what we're paying to investigate per night, you don't go in there and joke around. You're paying too much money. Last year, had big problem. Those that have been here a while, people walking around joking and laughing all night, not investigating. It's like you're paying for 2 nights with your airfare, hotel, everything. A decent amount of money. Why would you joke around during an investigation when you basically close to airfare and everything, airfare, investigation, car, food, probably close to $1,000. Why would you make the investigation a joke? Worry about all that after the investigation. Go in there, communicate. These spirits are probably like, who are these clowns? Who the hell do these guys think they are? As you guys can tell, I've got a very, very low tolerance for bullshit. And Vexus is here. How you doing tonight, buddy? Good to see you. And I joke with the spirits. I'll joke with the docents as we're going around the prison, but I joke to the point I try to get everybody involved. But on the serious note, I mean, Deds will tell you if he's actually going to chat tonight. I know he's probably cooking dinner or something, but I was, for the most part, about 95% serious. We might get lucky and not have to listen to other equipment. Might be far enough away. Not going to hold my breath. We still got another recorder to go, or another section to go. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna be popping back and forth between screens. Kind of. I'll be honest. I'm watching one of my auctions on eBay. It ends in like 7 minutes. I got to make sure I don't get outbid. And Grinch is here. How you doing this evening? Doing good, thank you. Ready to go back to work tomorrow. I'm bored from being off work for a few days. But I go in tomorrow. I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and go back Tuesday. So I got to go back to work to get a break from being off for a few days. Beyond that, I can't complain. I've been spent today working on the show. Got some new subscriber pop-ups for a year, for like 6 months and up. Pop-ups for gifted subscriptions, Prime subscriptions. So I've been fine-tuning the channel a little bit. A lot more I need to get done. The pop-up is there for the hot sauce. So we can start that. We can start that tomorrow night if you guys want to. I do have. Let's get past this part before I talk too much. So I figured we've We've only got 30 minutes left on this recorder. We're going to go ahead and finish off this section of the recorder tonight. It's still early, so let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Get this one knocked out and start into the next section for tomorrow night. Yeah, Vex, I know a couple of you guys came in late. That's why we're just going to take it out to the 2 hours tonight. Maybe a little bit longer. So, no worries. This is a normal time I'd get started anyway. We can even get a little bit into the next recorder, or into the next section. I don't want to kill all the audio too quick, because I don't know when the next investigation is going to be. Tell you, that's some horse shit. Fucking one of the auctions I was on, the guy fucking extended the time on the auction. I don't think he can do that. I don't think he can legally do that. Oh, I didn't get what I wanted. Let's just take it out more. Too, now bidding on something on eBay. Auction ended. I had the highest bid. I hit refresh, and now it's like 4 hours later. That's how I built this computer. Or that's how I made the money to basically put this computer together. I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay during COVID. So yeah, I made my money off there.
Seven.
All right.
Just passing by.
They did the right thing there. Just passing by. I know it's them. You can tell by the, I hate saying this, by the way they were trying to communicate, the broken speech. So one of their translator, hey, just us. Was there? Let's go back. Let's start this over. So I apologize for that. I was trying to figure out that eBay thing. That's my fault. Should have done that after the stream. But let's go back over it. So, my bad, guys. How far back? Right there. Let's see. We'll get to that one too then, David. This one just caught me. I don't know on this. We're going to try to figure it out. See if we can figure this out. Get a little bit quicker at this. Not too much, but noise reduction. Right side. Apply. This might come out hollow. All right, that's not a voice. That's a shoe shuffling. I can debunk that. Right there. I don't know if that's echo. That might be echo. Because it is a little mechanical. That is... That, it's not, come in. It's real low. It's very rumbly. All right. Yeah, that's not an EVP. Above that. Fuck. That sounds like they starting up the equipment. And MDS is here. How you doing, buddy? It's been a while. How you doing? I'm just talking about you last night. Talking about you, Dead, Sims, Explicit. Starting to miss you guys. All right, that's electronic. That debunk button's getting a workout tonight. So they were only in last night's area about 7 minutes. It's not even enough time to say hello. How about? Granted, I was guilty of that at the prison where spent 6 or 7 minutes in an area and moved on because I really wasn't feeling anything. But it seems like every place I've had a recorder, they've done this, that they're on there a few minutes. Like Pitney's cell, I think we were there about 30, 40 minutes. Execution, we were there about 30 or 40 minutes. Oh my God, Toon, thank you, buddy. What is that one? All right, that's let's didn't pick that up. It was about 15, 20 seconds before he said there were what? Okay. Which should be right there, right? Give me a second to do the beans.
Just passing by.
Before, okay. So that'd be about right there. Yep, there's a voice right there. As soon as we get this EVP out of the way, Toon, I'm going to do your beans. Give me a second. I'm pretty sure I already know what this says. Yeah, I can tell you right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up a little bit. Isn't that amazing how I could just immediately go to that area? That's pretty freaking substantial right there. That shows you the skill that I could recognize the field, recognize the signatures, and know right where to go. Okay. Oops, shit, I didn't want to do that. I got to go into here. Get noise reduction, capture noise point, apply. No, come on. I don't know why this is messing with me tonight, but it is. Noise reduction. Right, capture noise point. There we go. Should be right there. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to go back and do this. Come on, don't do this to me now. Not when I've got people watching. Don't fuck with me. Yes, I talk shit to my computer. I'm sure you guys do the same, so don't judge me. Okay. I think it's don't go back there. What do you guys think? Yeah. Okay, Grinch, you here, don't go. Make out whisper with the audio. David, it is evidence. Very good ear. The fact you caught that on a tablet, I am highly freaking impressed. Because that takes an ear. I didn't hear it earlier before I started watching my auction. So let's get this saved real quick. All right, another one for the meter. That is EVP 114. Let's get back up to, we were right there. So that is going to be, that's going to be 4 beans for Toon. That's going to be 4 beans. So let me get that up. Let me get the, if I can find the wheel. I've got it buried so damn far in there.
And now we come to a special moment. That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year. So, and let's see the nominations, shall we? Come to a special moment. That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year. So, let's see the nominations, shall we? And now we come to a special moment. That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year.
Hurt.
let's see the nomination, shall we? To a special moment. That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year. So, let's see the nomination, shall we? I'll be right back.
You're right, Toon. It isn't. And thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, God, that was painful. Ooh. My God. That hurts. Right back in there. And I was actually talking to GameBug today, or yesterday, sorry. The One Chip Challenge, the new one, stains your tongue blue. It's got some weird blue dye in it, so it's like, oh my God, now people know you did it. And that's only the new generation. Guess a number between 1 and 10. 3. I always go with 3. Or generally go with 3.
Thou shalt not bow down before any graven image.
Well, gracias on the sub. I gotta get the beans back out and do 2 more. Let me get this done.
Thank you.
Get over.
And now we come to a special moment. That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year. Now let's see the nomination, shall we? That is the most pointless and wasteful use of this year.
Double Reaper.
Let's see the nomination, shall we? I'll be right
Double
back.
Reaper. Are you kidding me? Oh, Toon, thank you so much. And my stomach thanks you. And I appreciate that too, and help grow it the best you can. You know, all you guys have been helping the best you can to help this grow. And I'm, 340 some shows now. Over 3 years. Wow, 3 years total streaming. What? I don't know how many hundred for Nevada State Prison. How many hundreds? I know, guys. At times it's hard to do this show. You sit back and you're just on the edge of your seat waiting for the EVPs. I hope Vexus, you're not supposed to tell anybody. That was supposed to be a secret. It's so hard growing this channel. Pretty much I am the only one on Twitch who analyzes evidence like this. Nobody else does it. So it is extremely hard to grow. That's why I've got to get more video involved. And that's from here on out, it's like we've got so much audio equipment, we're pretty much set. It's going to be between these and GoPros. So we're going to have hours of static cameras to go over now too. I mean, granted, now here's a question. I can hook this as a microphone up to a GoPro. Would you guys be okay with analyzing more static cameras? Basically, static cameras, turn it on. Oh, excuse me, those damn beans. Basically, turning on the camera and letting it be for the entire night. Just like we are the audio, in hopes of getting a full body apparition. The benefit of hooking the GoPro up to this is I can record the audio and the video onto the GoPro as well as the audio onto this separately. Which means we'd have to listen to the same audio twice. But it means this is more sensitive to get evidence. Because the mic on the GoPro sucks. Was that a... Oh no, that's shoes shuffling. And also remember, guys, there's a spicy emote for the jelly beans now too. If you guys see me eating jelly beans, feel free to spam spicy in the chat. Making me sweat a little bit. So, get the light for the GoPro, the media mod, so I can hook up the microphone. The 256 gig, but I'll just buy the Hero 8 Blacks. They're still as good as the 10s, and for static cameras, I think they'd be the best. So we're growing on that. To have around major locations, several cameras, several recorders. As I was saying earlier, I have GameBug working on new emotes, or more emotes for everybody, as well as a new intro video. We've got the character figured out. I've just got to get the script written. Tune, I appreciate that. That on the intro video, would you guys believe I wrote that script in about less than 10 minutes? This was not changed. That is one of the, I think that's a music box being turned on. And that's one of those loud pieces of equipment you guys are going to hear here in a little bit. Is that them yelling? Nope, that's a zipper. That's a gear bag. And the fact that opened that loud, I'm surprised. Excuse me, guys. Ears. It's one bad thing about wearing in-ears. Makes your ears sweat. But in-ears are so much better for analyzing audio. And you can get a good pair of Basens for like $80. Now I want to get a pair of Ultimate ears, but they're like 600, and I ain't investing that much yet. Not for just sitting behind the computer. Now, guys, I'm going to continue the show, so don't worry. I got to put up the away screen for just a minute. I got to step away and grab a drink. So I'll be right back, guys. Don't worry, I'm not leaving. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Almost out of beer, so I had to grab some water. Almost stubbed my toe, too. That's what I get for rushing. So I figured it's only 7 o'clock. Let's just go ahead and go another hour. If you guys are okay with this, I'll go one more hour. Make it a 3-hour show tonight. The hell? Electronics. Yeah, Dave, pause this real quick. That's one of the kind of, I don't want to say disclaimers, but when I start the show, that's one of the first things I say. Get yourself something cold to drink, someplace comfortable to sit, and make sure your headphones are on. It makes it so much easier. I know a lot of people don't have earbuds, headphones. analyzing EVPs through speakers, unless you have an exceptional pair, the frequency range doesn't allow it. So that's just, I always make that joke. But my first pair of in-ears that I took to the investigation at the prison, I think I paid $35 for a pair of in-ears. And I mean, the frequency range is really great on them, but everything's so high pitched. It's weird, but okay, just so you guys are aware, you see these hash marks above my head. This is where we're getting into the equipment I warned you guys about. Them using the music box. And we're in for it for a little bit. So I hope you guys are ready for it. Because I'm not. It's a paranormal music box. It detects vibration, EMF, and it's just like exactly what it sounds like, music box, like the old jewelry music boxes, but it's in the shape of like a coffin. And once it breaks that field, it plays that music box. That real weird, like clangy metal where, you got the little prongs that go over everything. That's the music box. And I hate to say it, it's more annoying than the REM pod. But like I said, to each their own investigating. If you like using it, use it. And I even told them that. I was like, guys, I'm going to have equipment scattered everywhere. So whatever you do, I'm going to record it. Oh no, we just won't use it. No, you brought it. This is your investigation too. Go ahead and use it. We can get through it analyzing. We can isolate EVPs through this. I had to reiterate that to the other investigators. We've got like 18 digital recorders spread throughout the prison. When you see it, just acknowledge it. Continue doing your investigation like you would normally do. I'm not going to be a rude asshole. Hey, yeah, I invited you to investigate, but you can't use your equipment. It's like inviting somebody to a barbecue and tell them you're not going to use a grill. Yeah, so I wasn't going to be that guy. Yeah, you guys get to suffer too. We already did through part of one recorder. Now this is the torture on the second recorder. And that's REM pod. We'll get to the music box. Now, what you'll hear is them completely just shuffling around, walking back and forth. I think it's them setting off their own equipment. They're carrying battery-powered equipment going back and forth by the REM pod. That REM pod picks up the EM field off unshielded batteries, so they're setting off their own REM pods thinking it's evidence. A lot of people don't read into that about batteries. You don't think to. You don't think your batteries are going to set off equipment, when in fact, it does. At least the bright side, we did get one EVP so far. Not at all a freaking loss on the show. And you guys got to see me tortured with some beans. I think that's them talking. Matter of fact, I can recognize the voice signature. That's one of the deaf guys trying to talk. So, definitely not evidence. Alright. Nothing. When you hear rattling like that, it's like, okay, what is it? It's just tires going over the bridge on the highway. That little gap, it's like, yep. More REM pod. And like I said, this is just the beginning of it. On the GoPro, we had it for a while. Actually, was it on the GoPro or on a Vexus recorder? Actually, on both, I think. It was on Vexus recorder. Because the GoPro died before it got to that point. They're sure loud enough opening up bags, aren't they? I don't know if that's a voice or not. Huh. Let's find out. Let's do a little bit more here. All right. All right. Why did you only do that? Yeah. No matter what, that wasn't evidence anyway. Don't even know why I stopped on that one. I should know better. Yeah, it sounded way out of place. But it was too quick to be a voice. And it's okay, what? It becomes, yeah, it's explainable. But to what extent? It's a bad thing. We're getting EVPs from the other room, not necessarily in death row. So they're still in the other room in execution, because you can hear them shuffling around. And there we go with it. So we are done with this section of the recorder. Let me get converted over to the next one, and we'll get back to it. We got three EVPs off that section of the recorder. Not terrible. We've done worse. In 2 hours and 5 minutes, pretty much. We were able to get 3. Actually, was it 3? Yeah. H1N. Yeah. 3. So, I'm not terribly... 3 is better than 0. Exactly, Tune. And you know how it's been. You've been here a while. We've had 6 hours of audio where we didn't get jack shit. It's like, it was almost depressing. It's like, come on, give us something here. So we're going to go... And this one's just a hair under 2 hours. So we're not going to be doing too awful bad here. But we do have some... Okay. We do have some of the annoying stuff to go over. You're back to the crazy audio with the hum. It was not. It was nothing. Some of them just can't be explained. They're like, oh yeah, we don't know what it is. It's from the prison, but we don't know if it's evidence. You just kind of write it down and keep going. It's so disheartening. You find something so strange, and nobody has an answer. But as I said, guys, let's get to the music box. It's like an interesting play piece from the cave. Yes, it was. Think that's interesting. Night 3, we actually had one in the storage cave. So we'll see if we get anything out of that. That humming, I don't know. I hope you guys are ready to revisit Grandma's house because you got the music box to listen to for... Well, there's about 50 minutes. We're not going to get through 50 minutes tonight. We got about 40 left in the... We should be getting close to finishing this music box session tonight. So yeah, if I have to suffer with this, so do you guys. It's the same thing, just rotating over and over again. And pay attention in the background because you can hear them walking back and forth. So I think it's the vibration on the floor from them walking back and forth. I don't think it's evidence. I think it's them. But again, remember, like I said, a deaf paranormal team using a music box. Their translator isn't, but they probably use it for the trigger light, and that trigger light is pretty damn bright. If you want to know what the music box they're using, go over to ghoststop.com and look up music box, and you'll see what I mean. Gonna have a break for a minute. And just remember, starting tomorrow night, guys, I'll say it again every little bit. We're starting the hot sauces tomorrow night. We are starting the hot sauces. You guys really get to torture Brent. And I hate loud equipment. I despise loud equipment. I can't even imagine what the spirits think when they hear this. You know, hardened criminals and they're hearing a music box. They're like, no, just whatever. I wish we'd get an EVP of the spirits just saying, shut the fuck up. Like, we're trying to sleep here. But at this point, we're. What? 10, 11 o'clock, or 9 or 10 o'clock at night at this point. Maybe a little after. So it's the time they should be sleeping. Now, if you're a hardened criminal, somebody walked in, turned a music box, you wouldn't be too happy. I'm probably playing them a lullaby. Probably that too. I'd reach out of that cell and I'd smash that sumbitch. Be like, get that shit out of here. You know better than that. Imagine seeing this apparition just come out of the hallway, stomp on it, turn around and walk away. And be like, what the hell just happened? I'd love for something like that to happen, though. Just be watching apparition, just walk up, say shut up, and leave. Granted, probably not going to happen, but it's wishful thinking in the field. Any guard or warden evidence? The cell doors opening and closing, those sounds may be guard evidence. But as far as guard, no. Next year, I'm going to go down to where they had the shooting in the prison, to where they had guards and cons fighting, basically shooting at each other. Where they had the riot back in, I don't remember when the riot was. I'd have to go look that up. See if there's any evidence from the guards down there. I have investigated the warden's office. Absolutely nothing. We actually did that on the last investigation. 6.5 hours of nothing but silence. Nothing ever happened up there that anybody's aware of, so one of those things you kind of just got to take with a grain of salt. And MDS snuck out. I think he was just lurking. It's all right. So was Dead's. Had butts in the seats. That's all that matters to me tonight. I like seeing the numbers grow just night by night. It's an amazing feeling. And back to the music box. Yeah, Tune, if they let me know next year, I would like to actually be shut in the cave for about an hour. See if they'll let me do that. If the cave next to it has not collapsed, hopefully they will. But now that I know where the old execution chamber was, where the gallows were, where the old gas chamber was, I'm going to be focusing on those places outside as well. Get a lot more... Yes, it does, David. Like right there. You'll listen for the slightest little click on either side. Like I said, next year I think I'm going to aim for September if I can. Get up there a month earlier. Now, like I said, there's three options to this. Where that music box going off constantly. One, they're constantly moving around, the vibration setting it off. Two, they have the wrong kind of batteries in it. Or three, the batteries are going dead. I know with a REM pod, if the batteries are low, it goes off like an alarm. It's like warning you the batteries are going dead. So, or fourth, there's actually something there. But as much as they're moving around, I do not think that it's evidence. Grinch, I appreciate that. And that's what I want. People come in here, share their experiences, just bullshit a little bit, and help each other out trying to find the evidence. You know, this is the paranormal. This is what we do. When teams are together, we sit around with headphones and speakers listening to audio trying to iron it out. This is what analyzing does. Yeah, they have it stationary sitting on the ground, but they're walking around it constantly. Grinch, thank you. That means a lot. Because I know a couple people who, you know, that's all they do is like they listen to my show on YouTube at work. You know, that's what they do. They chill, work, and listen to the show. I'm good with this. You know, a special shout out to AimFix. You know, when he's at work, chills and listens to this, but he when he's streaming, he tells everybody to go to YouTube. I wish he'd tell them to come to Twitch instead, but you know, traffic to either I appreciate, and people sit back, relax, and listen. What can I find that they didn't? And I guarantee you right now, I guarantee a lot of people that watch this on YouTube or that lurk, I'm going to sit back and try to find something they didn't. I'm going to see if I can, I don't want to say one up them, but I'm going to see if I can come back and be like, hey, go back to this timestamp and see what's here. Be like, holy shit, I did miss it. Brent was wrong. Good catch. Just like with David, or with you guys earlier. Go back, we had something. Sure enough, we did. Almost puts you in a trance, doesn't it? Almost wants to put you to sleep, and it's like, this sounds like grandma's house with a music box. It's like, oh, come on. Might have a break from it for a few minutes now. Thank God. Right? It's one good thing though, doing this so much. It goes one ear out the other. It's like, doesn't bother me anymore. It's annoying a little bit, but after that, it's like, we're done, we're past it. Very true, David. Just like the cars. The only ones I'm not able to phase out are those damn freaking cars with the great big freaking exhaust pipes. I cannot get that to be just background noise. It still annoys me to no flippin' end. REM pod. Sorry, guys. Got to check work email. Not like I couldn't wait another 10 minutes, but She is nasty. Just remember one thing, guys. Let me pause this. I've got sound alerts down in the for channel points. You guys can feel free to use the channel points to scare me too. I just added a new one today. It's not necessarily scary, more funny, but the other three have all caught me off guard. Just remember that, guys. Channel points were set up for you guys to get me back. As used to them as used to those sounds as I am, I get so hyper focused on the screen, they get me virtually every time. Do I have the sound? It's not working. And I also have sounds for bits too. I don't know if those are working right now. And guys, I think we put a pretty good knock on this audio tonight. We got one EVP. We've had a hell of a good time in chat, that's for sure. Got tortured by some beans, which I'm okay with. Remember, guys, starting tomorrow night, you can torture me with the hot sauce. Again, let me bring this up one more time. Those are the sauces, of course. Again, you got Dragon's Breath, Tiger Blood, Death Valley Radler hot sauce. So I've got the list typed up. So, as I said, remember what we're going to do is for a $20 donation, I drink one on air. For a $20 donation, I will drink one of them on air. I will open it and drink it on air. That's the new torture for Brent. But here's the kicker. One per show. One per show. Because I don't want a hole in my stomach. And 2, I don't want to have to pause the stream to make a run for the border. We're going to play that by ear. If it's not terrible, I might allow a second. I'm not doing 3 of them, Tune. Ain't no way. That would literally probably make me throw up. Well, we're gonna play this by ear for now. But that's gonna be the basics starting tomorrow night. So, that being said, keep that in mind when you guys want to torture me. It's a shot of hot sauce, pretty much. We're gonna see how this plays out. I have a feeling you guys are gonna kill me with this, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with you guys torturing me. You guys did it a couple weeks back with the jelly beans, when I had to eat 100 freaking jelly beans. You guys got me on that night. My stomach hated me the next day. But this is what it's all about. It's all about fun. I'm okay. It didn't put me in the hospital. Didn't make me sick. The green ones won't be as hot. I've heard other stories. Green sauce to me is a little bit hotter. I don't know why. But we will see. Just to see somebody drink a small bottle of hot sauce is going to be worth everything. I know it. And I can see you guys, your hands already on the clip it. But yeah, I don't blame you guys. I'd do it too. Guys, I truly, truly thank you for being here tonight. Tune, Sarah, Grinch, David, Vexus, MDS was here earlier. So was Deads. Yellow sauces and black sauces are the dangerous ones. So I think a couple of those are pretty close to black. So they'll be dangerous. Oh, you guys are planning my demise already. I can tell it. Whatever. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much again for being here. It's been so much fun tonight. It would have been boring without you. You guys make this worthwhile. And we're going to continue to grow like we are. So, again, guys, good night. God bless. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Y'all take care.